Hello, YouTube. How you doing? I've just started recording. I didn't warn the liveys. They may say stuff in chat that isn't suitable for YouTube, but fuck it. What can I do? I ain't no editor. Anyway, after that blisteringly fantastic intro, should we move in to have a little look? I've already waxed lyrical about the quantity of miasma and the number of corpses that are currently mashed together in this corridor, so I won't go on. I won't pester on about it. I won't talk about the elves attacking. I'll just get down to the meat of the business, and that is the meat of the business. The meat of the business. That's a weird phrase, isn't it? That's not something that anyone else has ever... Oh, I've already disbanded all the militias. All of my squads, apart from the primary military squad, have been disbanded. Do we keep the breeds of labour? It's got our fucking crazy good mason in. I don't think that's a good idea. You know what? Everything's so badly fucked, we're going to disband this squad as well. Completely disband. Everybody go to civilian activities, which I presume include burying the dead. If you bear with me 1 second, I'm just going to lean over the microphone here. Oh, look at that. It's 3D sound. Woo. And I'm going to grab a glass of water. No fort lasted more than a few seconds, Claycree. Well, this fortress has lasted an uncommonly long time. I think we're going to have to start not referring to the fortress and fortress years like we would refer to dog years, and start thinking about this fortress in terms of elephant years, because I have never had a fortress last this long. Not in a... maybe in a... well, chronologically, real world time, definitely, because we've had a few fortresses that have lumped along for ages at 2 frames a second. You know, you barely have half an hour of game time pass in a 3-hour session, but whatever. But in terms of actual in-game time, I don't think I've had a fortress in recent years, certainly not within the last 6 years, last anywhere near this long. And frankly, I'm getting concerned. The one version that everyone's like, oh no mate, you can't play it. It's fucked. Everybody just gets fucking depressed and runs around going, oh no, you can't play it, mate. It's balked. It's not going to work. When people are saying that, not exactly like that, not those exact words or inflections or indeed anything to do with that. But, you know, people were saying you can't play it because of the mood spirals. But I say I have never done better. Perhaps I need unhappy dwarves. Perhaps I'm some kind of digital vampire that feeds off of the negative emotions of the dwarves in my fortress. Didn't think of that, did you guys? Didn't think of that. Of course you didn't. You're not writing the next series of Black Mirror. Anyway, let's close this military screen and unpause the action. Probably a foolhardy move at this juncture. I probably should have a little look around the fortress and see what's going on, but come on. Let's face it, this is CRYPTBEARDS 15. Helm pulled will not fall, no matter what we do. It remains tumescent even in the most egregious times. So, let's have a look here what's going on. Everybody's been demobbed. We've got a corpse stockpile, which I would consider perfectly capable of holding the bodies in this corridor, considering it has a larger surface area than the corridor. Mind you, does each individual smashed out tooth take up a whole tile? That would be a problem. Because sure, they can land in a mound. Oh, look at that. The miasmal blooms have stopped for a second. Look at all those elf corpses. Oh, yeah. Leave those for last. We'll bury them some way special. Do we throw them in the volcano? I know we can't make totems and stuff out of their bones, which is disappointing because it means my dwarves are distressingly considering elves to be, sentient creatures, which I don't think is a good idea. Don't start giving them that kind of latitude. They'll cause all sorts of trouble. Are we going to start shifting these corpses, or is this just how it's going to be from now on? Everyone being really bummed out. I mean, these guys who turned up to trade just at the wrong moment. Fucking poor lads. Let's pull up our caravans here and set up a store. Do you smell something? Yeah, yes, I do. What is that? It smells like rotting flesh. And then suddenly, the miasmal bloom bursts out of the bodies. I'm imagining the noise. Like, you can just imagine an elf on a battlefield with a horrible stab wound, and suddenly this gassy escape comes out. Gassy escape? A gassy escape is something that vampires do when they can turn into mist. That's not something that happens in Dwarf Fortress. What am I talking about? Madness. It is a lot of miasma. It's ridiculous. Sound sense. Oh, good idea. Maybe not sound sense, though. I think what we'll do is just play the vanilla sound, because I've kind of fallen out of love with sound sense. There's some good stuff in there. There's some bad stuff in there, but I cannot be asked to act as a filter and figure out how it works. I just want to get in there and listen to a little bit of guitar-y arpeggio. How about that? Are these even arpeggios? I don't really know. My musical knowledge is quite limited, but it's enough for a musical bed, right? Do you like that, guys? Everyone happy with that? By the way, I've noticed an actual a spike in my YouTube viewership, and I know exactly what it is. Some guy's watching my Alien Isolation playlist. He's left some comments. It's beautiful that your channel is petite enough to display such massive spikes on such minor changes of viewer behaviour. Anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about Dwarf Fortress, clearly. Well, these lads are all looking pretty stressy, and they're all barrelling around out here for God knows what reason. What are you doing? What's the deal here? What are you up to? Why are you all chumming around out here rather than getting to... Oh, they're running into the corridor. They're looking at the bodies and then they're screaming and running away. Look, here they come down, that guy there, and... Oh, no, he's charging into the mine. Oh, wait. So nobody can get into the fortress because it's too horrific to enter. Okay, this seems like a bad scenario. A weak situation to be in. Are we going to have to just wall off this entire entryway and build a new one to get to the fortress proper now? I mean, I don't know if we can actually do that kind of work. It seems like a bit of a... Oh, Rando was already saying that. Rando mentioned it in chat before I'd even thought of it. Well done, Rando. Living in the future, as usual. Living in the future. I don't know if that'd be any good. Everyone would be way behind you. It'd be frustrating. Are they actually moving any corpses here or what? I mean, eventually they're going to rot away to just bones and then we can't have any miasma off them, but for God's sake, guys, hurry up. Let me just quickly refer to Dwarf Therapist and see what's happening here. How many lads have we got charging around? We have 73 adults, 10 children and 1 baby. You know what I've got to do? I'm going to have to take all of those people. Let's quickly pause this and go over to Dwarf Therapist full time. Oh my God, look at that miasma. Ah, dear. I get the feeling this isn't going to end well. Let's have a look here. I've disabled tons of people's hauling jobs, so maybe some of these people who've had a little bit of military experience, maybe numbed a bit to the appearance of corpses. Maybe if we re-enable their hauling labours, they'll actually get out there and do some shit. We shall see. We shall see. Not that we want them to go out there and shit. We want them to do some shit. That is specifically, idiomatically different from a shit, which of course is doing a poo. Why I chose to say all those words, one after the other, in such a manner is a mystery that would endure forever, at least amongst those who were there. Those who witnessed the nonsense will always sit there. One day you'll be on the bog, toilet, to those of you in a foreign country who aren't aware of that little phrase, those of you sitting on the toilet, you'll be just recovering from curling out a stinker, and you'll remember this little babble, and you'll go, what the fuck was that all about? It made no sense then, and even now, with the hindsight of time and wisdom, or I'm assuming you'll accrue some wisdom, even now it makes no sense. What was the point? I mean, even more so the fact that I kept saying it over a paused Dwarf Fortress when you could have watched me satisfyingly colouring in all these squares. Beautiful work. This stream, undeniably pro. I mean, how could it not be, right? Right, let's scroll up. Let's find this last lad who hasn't got his corpse hauling enabled. There we go. And commit. Bosh. And then we head down here. And I go back to here. And we unpause the action. Beautiful. Let's see if any of these corpses get shifted now. Interrupted by a human. I'm seeing notifications about being interrupted by humans. Why? Probably some humans in here. They're sort of trapped in the bar. They're like, Shall we leave? It seems a bit rough round here. And then they look out the door and see the corpses and body parts strewn in the sort of sea of vomit on the floor. And they're like, I think maybe we'll just stay here and order another drink, maybe. I don't really fancy walking through all that. And the only other way is down into the fortress, which of course is where they apparently are mining candy, also known as adamantine. Military pinnacle material, that is, especially for swords. Oh my. I don't know why they're suddenly digressing. They got over the corpses pretty quickly once returning to the tavern. So, what's paused? Why is it paused? What's happening? Bone carver interrupted. Come on, well, give me the true meaning of this pause. Is it migrants? Doesn't look like it. We're too far away from the edge. Too far away from the edge for migrants. Baby? Let's just unpause it. Let it carry on. Oh, hello. They appear to be shifting some of these... Oh, no, these guys are still sitting where they died. Yeah, the action is slowing down significantly, and the lads don't seem to want to shift any of these corpses. All they're interested in is being sad. Also, Super Chaser can solve this problem, right? Let out a good old weir boy. I mean, we could open up the gateway for CRYPTBEARDS 16 to arrive with all those exciting religious practices we were intending to implement. Also, we will be able to switch to the new version, which will mean a whole new world of exciting bugs to find and die from. It'll be beautiful. We'll all have a whale of a time. Well, I mean, I will. And hopefully that will rub off on you. I don't know. Maybe not. Certainly, actually, maybe rub is the wrong word. Not being in physical proximity with you. There's nothing can rub off on you from me right now, which is probably a boon on your part. But maybe through some sort of radiative, you know, kind of transmission. Maybe that way. Rub. What? I suppose it's sound based. Anything coming from me to you is sound based right now. So it's kind of buzzing off on you. No, that sounds very wrong. We'll have to think of the correct term for audio touching in the future, but for now, let's have a look at these dehydrated surgeons and spear dwarfs. I reckon, in fact, I'm not even going to check in Dwarf Therapist, I'm almost certain they're depressed. There's my diagnosis. My prognosis, of course, is death, which is a shame, but, you know, there you go. I mean, technically, it is the ultimate prognosis of all life. So a doctor, 100% of the time they make that prognosis is going to be correct, or as long as they're vague enough about the reasoning they're giving for the particular expiration they're talking about. I mean, come on. So where am I going with this? I'm just kind of... We're in a very dark place due to the amount of corpses, I think. The miasma's off-putting. It's so off-putting that I haven't even left it to go and look at the rest of the fort and see what's going on. I mean, what do we say? What is the opinion in chat? Do we allow this fortress to die a dignified? Do we allow this fortress to die a blood-soaked, stinking death? Or do we try and tough it out? Try and make this fortress go a little bit further. Just push that line. Raise the bar just a few inches. Gunter90210 is making no bones about his opinion. He says it's time to kill everyone and torch the place. Oh my. Scorched earth measures. Maybe. I mean, why not? We could realistically, we could just fucking flood the whole thing with magma by making a very short 4 or 5 block tunnel here, couldn't we? I mean, now that's going to sort things out pretty quickly. I mean, do we sacrifice CRYPTBEARDS 15 to the volcano, or do we allow its digital architecture to remain in perpetuity on a save file somewhere on my hard drive? That is, until the hard drive corrupts and the forgotten file is lost forever. So ephemeral. So transitory. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. You still vote for channel out Super Chaser and also try to let the lava flow in. Another CRYPTBEARDS ending with a lava flow cap. That's true. I mean, I think before we do any of this, before we execute any manoeuvres to end CRYPTBEARDS 15, let's take a moment and think, because of course there is a stream tonight in which we can begin CRYPTBEARDS 16, so let's just take a think about the things we want to do, and maybe if someone would be so kind, because I am such a lazy bastard, maybe someone could make a sort of crib notes version of the ideas that come up and post it in Discord, just so that we can have something to start from the beginning. Now, the important elements, of course, that we've already put in place is a volcano. We're going to start, it's a given, on a volcano embark. What the rest of the biome looks like, I don't know, but we're going to find a volcano and we're going to embark on that. And the plan is all dwarven burials involve being thrown into the lava and then being slab memorialised. So we have a nice little practice there. Even if undead turn up, I don't care. There ain't any fucking corpses here, mate. We've got very strict standards for the way people are buried. So we're thinking of that. And we'll also, I'm thinking focusing on temples all around the volcano, make the volcano a sort of religious centrepiece for the entire fortress and see what's going on with that. You saw someone run in with a bucket and a corpse. Are they pulling it? Are they actually doing this? Are they actually making things happen? Oh, my little dwarven babies. How I wish I could save you from the impending doom, but unfortunately, I cannot. mainly due to the unfathomable levels of bastardry that I'm about to engage in. Still no memorials. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, look, they still haven't placed them. I genuinely think this fortress is now crippled beyond repair just by this sort of awful entryway. It's just not good enough. Every time a dwarf walks through, you get that sort of weird, you know, when you get a camera and you move in on a subject and then sort of change the depth of focus, and you get that weird sort of expanding, contracting main subject staying in the same place shot. I can't remember what it's called. A pull zoom, a zoom pull or something. That's what they're getting. They're walking into the corridor and it's all going. That's my noise for the change in focal length. What the fuck am I doing? Anyway, yeah, they have a mental breakdown. Let's just cut that short because that was about to get pretty rambly. How long have we been recording, by the way? Only 15 minutes. Oh my. 15 minutes, I might add, of just this screen and a little bit of Dwarf Therapist. Maybe let's have a quick glance around the fortress and see if there is anything we can do to redeem this situation. I'm going to unpause the action. I'm going to let it just roll in the background. We'll see if these corpses get cleared. We come down here into what was to be our grand necropolis, our mausoleum filled with beautiful, beautiful coffins and slabs, but that's not happening now. We haven't got time to sort all that out. Let's head down a bit further onto the temple zone, which appears to be full of blood and vomit. Oh, I hadn't realised that the conflict had reached this deep into CRYPTBEARDS' belly. Not good. Not good. We've got a blood-soaked bed here. Why is there a bed in there? I never asked for a bed to be put in here. This, of course, was a library/temple, and now it doesn't look so great. We've got a baby rolling around in blood and vomit on the floor. I don't think that baby's going to do well in life. Or maybe he will. Maybe this will form a steely resolve in it. Who knows? Well, actually, it's going to get consumed by lava and torn apart by a weir lizard, so maybe not. This, of course, was our beautiful temple to all gods and any gods, and it was very popular, drew a lot of people in. We then had another temple out here, which was for... who was it dedicated to? This was dedicated to... If we press I, will we be given this information, or do I have to... Shrine of Seams. What's the deal with the Shrine of Seams? It doesn't say who it's assigned to. I know there was one down here that was to a dark god of nightmare and the night. Nightmares and the night, of course. You don't think the elf war made it to the temple? I think people are going bonkers and murdering each other. That's an interesting... Oh, there's Miasma in the hospital. I wonder if the mayor's still alive. Let's take a little look at the... Oh, Rimtar's getting dehydrated. Let's take a little look and see if the mayor... The mayor, of course, still alive. Incredible, considering he's been in a coma for the majority of the run of CRYPTBEARDS. Maybe it was the mayor being sort of like in perpetuity for life, but in a coma. Maybe that saved the fortress. Maybe that's something we can ascribe the longevity of this to. Certainly not my abysmal bedrooms. Look at this shit. I always get bored doing bedrooms. I don't give them enough thought. Thought, not fought. Come on, I'm trying to pronounce words correctly. Let's unpause the action again. And so, we had so much adamantine. We even had that breastplate and the helmet. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But as you can tell, I'm suddenly getting hiccups. Hold breath. Okay, don't hold your breath so long you faint. That's a crazy, crazy idea. So, yeah, we had a lot of interesting stuff. The miasma is now spreading down the hallway into the lower levels, so that's what I would describe as bad. This is all silent. Nothing going on in the crafts workshops. We've got a few kids running around with goblets and toys. Maybe the adults have stopped supervising them and they're just running amok. It's Lord of the Flies down here. Who would have thought the industrial zone would be run by feral children in the future? Nobody. These Crundles are guaranteed to starve to death. You know what, Crundle? You know what? You're free. How do I free this fucker? We go in here. We press I. No, that's not how you would do it. I. Is this a zone? It is a zone. We go to pen pasture. It's not a pen pasture, it's an animal stockpile. Fuck it, they're dying of starvation in their caves. How my whims change. Food situation wasn't too bad, but that was mainly due to trade. We had our egg layers. We never got around to breeding any birds, but do I really care about that? We've done that before. That's old hat. Old hat. Right, what have we got down here? Here's the training mine. Sadly now quiet and empty, no more ting-tinging. Here's the blood-soaked stairs from the fire-breathing cricket incursion. The microcline chamber, where we attempted to fight said cricket and failed, although ultimately won due to a CRYPTBEARDS rush on the microcline chamber. More blood-soaked stairs. Where do we go down to here? Come on. Hello. Whoa! Come on now, sunshine. There's our little trap baffle corridor, which didn't end up doing a damn thing. Here's Super Chaser, eternally trapped in his little room of weirdness. Let's designate these for... oh, fucking hell. I pressed the wrong button. Let's come up to where Super Chaser was. He's up here somewhere. Come on, Super Chaser. We gone past him? No. He's around here somewhere. Wait, no, we have gone past him. Oh, there he is. Baha! We found him. Okay, so what I need to do is say Q this quartzite door. Oh, it's this door. Okay, so click on that. Granite wall. Can we designate for removal? Not with Q, apparently. Maybe if I just click on it. No. How about this? Constructed fortification. No. You know what? Let's just designate some priority 1 digging and let Super Chaser out. Born free, free as the weir grows. Let's go down a bit further. Is there anything else of interest down here? You know what? There's basically only the adamantine, and I don't think anyone's even looking at it at the moment. There's no serious mining taking place. Nah. Shame. Alright then, back up to the surface. The combat notifications do help, but the constant that was going on with sound sense did begin to grate pretty badly. Sodel Kellerush, the monk, is visiting. Oh, the miasma's cleared for a bit. Wow, so much crap. Alpaca wool right mitten. Oh, hello. Giant weasel leather water skins. Okay, it doesn't seem to be very corpsey. Oh, wait, Amane's tooth. Some rhyolite. What's in here? Logum Bayolet's upper front. Why are none of his other teeth forbidden? Pick it up. Don't tell me this is all forbidden. I'm sure I de-forbid it all. D, B, C. Don't tell me that's been the one thing that stopped it from working. Are they suddenly going to start picking shit up and putting it away? Don't tell me I've just designated you to dig out a weird creature when we have a solution to our problems. No. No! They're not doing it. I think what we need to do, just accept here, is that this is the end of CRYPTBEARDS 15. Helm pulled, shall fall, and maybe not before time. Maybe it's lived beyond its years. It's gone 2 versions of Dwarf Fortress past where I thought it was going to get to, so hang on a minute, maybe we just cut... No, you know what? Boom. That's the deal right there. That's the deal. Cut into the magma, boom. Maybe I'll quickly go to Dwarf Therapist on my own here. I'm going to go to the mining skill, and I am going to enable mining on every last motherfucker in the fort. How does that sound? Sound like it's going to be a good idea? I think so. I'm probably going to miss the breach right now, and I'm going to be here in Dwarf Therapist. There we go. I've done the change. Still no diggy, though. No diggity. No one wants to do the deed. All they want to do is walk around being all stressed, carrying buckets, and that one's carrying a corpse. Shit. I'm having second thoughts. I'm having second thoughts. Ooh-wee. Once this is breached, it's all over. There's nothing we can do. Super Chaser, perhaps, like some kind of jack-in-a-box, could be placed back in his prison. Is he loose? Is he loose? The corpses are starting to move. I mean, could we bring CRYPTBEARDS 15 back? Oh boy. You know what? Gunther 90210 said it right. Let's let it burn. Let's let it burn. Tonight we start a new CRYPTBEARDS. CRYPTBEARDS 16 is going to begin tonight. Once I start my late night stream, and we'll see how far we get it. Let's hope it goes on a bit further. I may even make an even smaller world to try and get all those juicy frames. But we'll see, we'll see. We do need to put together the ideas that we want to do, so if anyone wants to put those in the old Discord, that's going to be beautiful. Let's unpause it again. Let's go back up to the surface and watch. Ah, good, he's already picked up. He's already picked up. Good. Come on, dig it out. Dig it out. Dig it out. Come on. Here it goes. Let's just pause once that's done. You know what? DX. I'm not going to dig that just yet. Bosh. We're going to leave that one. We're going to let Super Chaser get dug out first. And then once he's roaming the halls, boom. The magma's going to bung up the doorway. and then everyone else inside the fortress is just gonna fucking die. They're gonna be driven towards him. Is he coming out? Is he currently in a berserk rage? He is currently in a berserk rage, so even if he's not in his weird form, he's pretty dangerous. A 3-wide lava tube will flood faster. Yeah, but you've got to dig that once you've dug that last 1 wide one. Oh, I see what you mean. Just okay, yes. Right, hang on. Let me just set a hotkey here. Shift, zoom, F2, zoom. That'll do. So F1, F3. Oh shit! I set F1 to be the fucking down here as well. What a twat. Okay, let's go up to the surface. Bang, 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 bang. Now this is H. No, capital H. There we go. Zoom here. Okay, that's good, right? F2, F1, F2, F1. Good. Okay, so we'll dig out a slightly wider channel for the magma to flow through. Fuck it, let's make it 4. Boom. And then we'll just dig out some bits in the middle here. Let's resume. Keep skipping backwards and forwards between them. We've got 2 people coming down here to dig out Super Chaser, who, for anyone who hasn't been watching for a while, who may not understand what's going on here, he's a weir lizard. We walled him in some time ago and failed to retrieve the guy who built the walls. This, well, I can only describe as fucking idiot, decided to build the werewolf wall with him on the werewolf side, which was never going to be a good idea. It was never going to be a good idea. Who would think it would be, frankly? Here we go. Come on, dig him out. He'll start battering you, and then it'll only be a matter of time until we can get the lava tube. By the way, anyone who's just arrived wondering what's going on with CRYPTBEARDS 15, the situation was so grim in the entry corridor up here with all the corpses and the miasma that nobody was doing anything. And by the time they started actually acting upon the corpsey mess, it's just gone too far. So I've decided to flood the volcano into the fortress from the top, and down below we're going to release our little weir lizard. And hopefully one will drive everything to the other, and we'll have like a nice death sandwich. Won't that be fun? Won't that be an absolute pleasure? You could try to use floodgates, flood just a bit of lava to burn out the corpses. Come now, Rando, we've gone too far. We've already crossed the Rubicon, I'm afraid. This is going to be complete immolation. I've wedded myself to the idea of starting a new fortress tonight. Do you guys want to go through the whole world gen thing and the site choosing stuff with me, or do you want to do that off stream? There's an important decision, because it is possible that choosing a site and generating a world will take the entire stream time. Generating a world, definitely I need to do beforehand, because we can't just sit there with me waffling away. Is Super Chaser out yet? Super Chaser is not out yet. Come on. He's got 3 miners heading there to dig him out. How can he not be out yet? I mean, I could just record the world gen and bung it on YouTube. We'll see. We'll see. What is that lad bothered about? Oh, maybe he can see angry Super Chaser through the fortifications. Oh, we found somebody dead. What a surprise. Here we go. Here. No, he's not happy about that. I don't know what's making him quite that unhappy, but nobody wants to dig out Super Chaser. Maybe he's truly terrifying. Oh, Zolban's got depressed. He's too depressed to do something. I don't know what it is. Farmers are throwing tantrums. Oh dear, someone's experiencing emotional shock. A peddler has been found dead. Even the miners don't seem keen to dig out old... Oh no, hang on a minute, look, we're down to 1 block. We're down to 1 block and he's free. Diggy. No, he's not willing to do it. What is with it? Maybe it's these scrub tier miners. I've set everyone to be able to mine, so maybe they're all walking up to the stone and going... and sort of limply flapping their wrists against it. I don't know. Maybe that's why they're all walking away. I can't dig this out. I can't do it. What's happening here? Why have we suddenly zoomed to this spot here? Don't tell me somebody's had a baby. Talk about bad timing. Oh my goodness, you poor sod. No? Someone toppled a thing and got cursed? It's taking so long to get through all these notifications. Please, I don't care about... Ah, there we go. Nope, someone's been found dead. Someone's throwing a tantrum. You know what? I don't care about any of this. Let's get back down and look at old Super Chaser getting dug out. Because as soon as he steps out, he's going to batter the miner in the face. I can feel it in my bones. He's a berserking crazy dude. If you leave Super Chaser in his cage, he will be there Will he be there if you reclaim the fort? Yes. But filling the fort with magma is going to make reclaiming it a bit of a toughie. Not the most straightforward process that's ever been engaged in, I have to say. It's going to be a little bit difficult to try and get everybody through the either still liquid magma or solidified igneous rock. Why I chose that voice, we will never know, and I would advise you not to put too much time into thinking about it, because frankly, it's not worth the effort. Come on, miners, dig him out. Oh, no, he saw the ravening super chaser. They know how pissed off he is. They know how long he's been kept in there. You know what? If I flood the fortress with lava, he will not be in there. Oh, actually, no, look. He's in a little raised air pocket. Oh, no, it's downstairs. He's not in a raised air pocket. He's in a low air pocket. That's going to fill with magma just as quickly as anywhere else in the fortress. Just as quickly. Oh, here we go. Is that someone? No, more miners coming in. Lovely. Maybe if Super Chaser just falls asleep on the floor for a couple of minutes, we'll get like a moment of lull where he's not berserking at the fortifications, and they can just fuck off. A dwarven child has gone insane. A dwarven child has gone berserk. We know these problems exist. That's why we're flooding the whole place with lava. Come on, game. Stop warning me. I know what I'm doing. Diggy, diggy, diggy. You fucking prick. I think we're going to have to let the lava go quick, because otherwise they're all just going to beat each other to death. It's going to be like that David Cronenberg film, Rabid. Anyone ever seen that? That's a really strange film. Haven't seen it in a while. I might have to revisit it. Oh, maybe we could do some kind of group viewing. That might be interesting. But I've been meaning to watch it, because as I remember, people who get the disease in the film Rabid, which, by the way, spoilers, is not rabies, they have this weird sort of armpit tooth that shoots out and infects other people. And, you know, if I was a disease, choosing a spot on a body to erupt from in order to infect another human being with that disease, I wouldn't pick the armpits. How many times have you had armpit-to-armpit contact with somebody? Or how many times have you been within 6 inches of somebody's armpits? I mean, certainly it happens. It happens in sort of like intimate situations, cuddles, the like, you know, and, you know, sexual congress, I suppose is a good way to put it. But, you know, it happens, but not that often. And like, everybody gets infected in this movie. How? Armpit teeth cannot account for the rate of infection. That's my theory. Cronenberg must clarify. Right, I don't think they're going to dig this guy out. They're too scared of what's going to happen when they do. It's just going to be a mess. Although maybe, one has had somewhat of an idea. Let's quickly de-designate all this shit. They won't dig it out because they can see him, right? So we do this. Saps won't know what's hit them. They haven't got a frigging clue. Here we go. Let's see what happens now. Oh, no, don't do that. Oh, that's it. Unpause the game. Good. Just as I was about to do it, you came up with the same idea. You've been watching too much of my content, Rando303. I worry about your psychological condition. Your psychological condition. I fear that your brainwaves may be aligning too much with my own, and I'm not gonna endorse that as a safe thing. I'm not gonna sit there and go, hey, this can't possibly harm you. Being more like me is just a terrible idea. Right, it's going to take a while to dig through, but they're going to get there. They're going to free up the soups, the chase. They're going to get him out of there, don't worry, and he'll go weir on their asses. I discovered the other day on Reddit, just from a random post I ended up reading, that the etymological root of werewolf is Celtic, and weir just means man, and so it's man-wolf. So there you go. Every time people start talking about weird creatures, they can't be weird creatures unless one of their forms is a man. That's one little word conundrum that we've solved. I'm sure I've tried to answer that before. Right, is he going to do it? Bang! That's ready. F1, up here.
Let the digging commence. Release the magma.
Goodbye, fortress. As it turns out, in the end, my promise to throw all of those elven books into the lava came true. Oh, that's it. He's freed him. But the miner gives no fucks. Super Chaser just remains. He's sitting there. He doesn't care. We have to wait until he turns into his weir form, of course. A miner is on his way to the fortress. The fortress? The magma face. What's going on here? Oh, someone else has gone berserk. I don't care. They're all going to be consumed by lava. They're going to be vaporized, immolated, choose your own word for fiery doom. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get down there, diggy diggy. You are some dwarves and you're digging a hole. Diggy diggy hole. Diggy diggy hole. Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
Who will be the doommonger to come to the miasmal face of the obsidian volcano and pick through to the red-hot magma behind? Who will be the trigger of doom for this fortress, allowing the red-hot molten rock to flow through the corridors, consuming and destroying everything they worked so hard for? Who will it be? Seriously, come on now, who will it be? Somebody's gotta do it. Oh, and pause the game. That's gonna make a big difference. That's gonna make all the difference in the world. Here we go, we've got 2 miners.
Maybe they'll simultaneously complete it, allowing for a massive flooding. Here it comes! Boom! Okay, so let's have a look down at Super Chaser. He's still berserking in a corner. He doesn't care so much about the magma right now. Hopefully he will change before the magma spreads throughout the entire fort. And we'll go. Here we go. We ready? Boom. Let's watch what happens when you flood a CRYPTBEARDS with magma. Just for a second there, someone was still trying to get in there. Oh no, the traders are still in the fortress trade route. Oh dear. Poor bastards. Poor bastards. Ah, look at that. There they go. Covered in smoke. The magma's not moving as fast as I would like, to be frank. I would like it to move a little bit faster. I'm hoping the fact that it can seep out here doesn't mean it takes too long to get into this stairwell, because the second it's in the stairwell, bang, the rest of the fortress is doomed. But this... Then again, will it just flow straight down the stairwell and sort of not spill out on every floor, I wonder? How many floors of magma have we got? Oh, that's... Oh, we've only got 1... Okay, we only have enough magma for 1 level of magma, so... Maybe we're not going to get the floods we hope for. I think what we might have is an entire floor of new magma, new igneous rock. No water source. No shit. Okay, so the exterior of the volcano is looking pretty grim now. Big smoke plumes. Could this be counted as a sort of eruption? I don't think it can it? I think an eruption is an entirely different affair. This is just madness. Oh, the magma appears to have reached the stairwells. It's coming down. Is it coming out in here? Well, there's certainly a lot of smoke. Whether or not there's any magma, we can't tell yet, but we'll see. The combined miasma and smoke, it's got to be lethal, right? Got to be lethal. Oh, here we go. Magma's definitely coming out on the food court. Oh dear. They can still flee to the caverns. Well, we'll just abandon the fortress if it doesn't kill everybody. That which doesn't kill you, well, might not kill you at all. Oh, actually, look, this is the entirety of the fortress. I've just realised that the fortress is isolated from the caverns. So indeed, they could flee to the caverns, because the caverns, thanks to some doors, which might be magma safe, are yet to and probably won't flood. What kind of door is this? It's a marble door, and this one is a orpiment door. Neither of those are fucking... Oh, hello, that doesn't look good. Neither of those are magma safe, are they? Guys in the tavern certainly seem to think the doors are magma safe. What do we got here? We got a obsidian and marble. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens to the old tavern goers. We've only just started reaching 6 and 7s on the lava levels, so I'm pretty sure it's going to pour out a bit further, although this little field out here is almost certainly just going to all evaporate because it's going down to 1 and 2, so in fact maybe it can't go much further than this. Maybe, you know when we've been reclaiming volcano sites and the magma level gets screwed up and the bug makes the volcano erupt, maybe there could be a method to prevent overflow by finding the level and making it all go to a 1 depth and set? Maybe if you provide enough of a floodplain that can be possible? I'm not sure. I like the idea of building our new volcano-based religious fortress, and then what we do is try and reclaim it again. I mean, should we do the reclaim method? Does anyone want to try that again? I mean, we can guarantee it will cause the volcano to go haywire, but if we get a nice enough site, it might not matter. We might be able to put in suitable fortifications to prevent the flooding. reclaim during the rest of the daytime stream at least. We could do. I mean, to be honest, we have under an hour left, so I'm not sure how feasible a reclaim is, but this magma's a lot less exciting than I thought it would be. It's not really spilling out into the lower levels. It's got to fill up it's got to fill up this floor, which it actually seems to be doing okay. The doors are not great. Is there anyone down here alive? Yes! Look at this poor sod. Stuck. Or at least he's stuck in a food stockpile. He knows where to go. Standing next to the yak milk barrel.
Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. The magma will set solid and I'll remain in this little room forever and a day. Trapped with plenty of food to sustain myself. Sadly, not enough air or water. I'm going to dehydrate before I starve, which will be a tragedy indeed. But maybe I could drink the blood of the chickens. That could be a thing. Excuse me, I've gone Welsh. I apologise. Especially to any Welsh people listening. That must have been heartbreaking. Let's go up here a little bit. This place still isn't spilling the magma, but we'll see if it does. It might do, it might not. I mean, we've already got corpses littering the floor. Who's this? Who's this poor sod? Ral Limolithacuts, lower right. What now? Oh my. Oh, hang on. Let's have a look at his lower right. This is a Ral Limolithacuts lower right back tooth. They do get their teeth knocked out a lot, don't they? You see a lot of flying teeth in Dwarf Fortress these days. Can get mushrooms in the caverns to brew some booze. Maybe he could. Maybe he could survive a little bit longer with a little bit of plump helmet spawn. He might have some in there. You never know. It'd be intriguing to see if he could be rescued by an adventurer in adventure mode. There's a thing. If anyone wants a copy of this save to run an adventure mode to try and rescue poor old magma guy, feel free. But I get the feeling that this is not really a passable thing in adventure mode, right? Magma? Going through a solid tunnel of magma? Nah, it's not really doable, is it? It's not really on the cards, no matter how much you would like it to be. Bit of a shame, but not much you can do about that. Excuse me. Getting very crazy with the silly voices today. It's a crying shame. I'm ruining my credibility. I've bent it over a desk and started pounding at its buttocks with a birchen rod. As you do. As you do. And when I say pounding, I mean laterally, not lengthways. Laterally? I mean perpendicular. No, not perpendicular. No, perpendicular is exactly what I don't want. You know, caning style. Caning style, not tip first. That is not the way. That is not the way. Especially not with a splintery wooden cane. Ouch. The things we learn when thinking about capital and corporal punishment. Maybe just another poet character to go around singing songs and the foiled helm pulled. Yeah, that's true. We did. I mean, I don't know how much of an impact my songs had last time, realistically. Is this actually going up or is it not? Let's come up to the main entryway and see if that's actually... What now? There we go. We still have a lot of magma available. We're wasting a lot out here. We should have walled this in first. Oh well, lessons learned. The next time I try and consume a fortress with magma, we'll do it better. Or more efficiently. More effectively. I'll tell you what we could do. We could do World Gen for tonight now. Mind you, World Gen's it's not that much excitement, is it? We can just, leave it. And I might run it in the background and give it a nice fat history. A fat history? We'll see. We'll see how fat the history of CRYPTBEARDS is in the next iteration. We do have to pick a name and everything, don't we? Poor dwarf trapped in the barracks, miasma flowing in, magma at the door. Yeah, no one in this fortress is going to die happy. Not anymore, anyway. I mean, maybe some of them did. Oh, me oh my. We have a weird lizard loose in the fortress. Maybe we should attempt to locate it? Let's have a little look and see what he's up to. Is he in here? Oh. Oh dear. Ah. Yes. I've just realised. Everybody is now isolated by floor, aren't they? Anybody who goes berserk and attempts to climb the central staircase of the fortress is going to be immolated, aren't they? But wait, this is not the central fortress staircase. This goes up here, and then it goes up... What the blazes? Over here, and then we go up... No. Hang on a minute. So we come up here. We go across here. We go up, and then down again comes up there. So we go up, up.
Oh, I see. We go up from here, and then here, and here, here, here. This doesn't actually lead to the friggin' fortress proper. Super Chaser's trapped outside. He can't get to the fortress. Uh-oh. No, down a floor. Come on now, scoundrel. Yeah, if any, he's only going to come up here. And the second he opens these doors, it's going to be bad news. Bad news, we're lizard dude. At least there's a victim here trapped for him in the unbuilt mausoleum, or unfinished mausoleum. Nice. What a place to die. I mean, if you're going to be torn apart by a were creature, maybe be somewhere cool, like a mausoleum. You know, has a certain gothic charm to it. Can't see him anywhere in these tunnels, though. And I couldn't see him on the list, so presumably... Oh, does he come up as an other invader? Whoop, 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 I saw him. There he is, Super Chaser. Berserk. Caged? Oh, he ran into a cage trap. Fucking hell. Where is he? Oh, he's here. He's trapped in a cage trap. Well, so much for the eternal destroyer, ravening beast of CRYPTBEARDS. A simple cage trap. Mind you, when he turns out of his weird form, is he going to get out of the cage trap because he's just a dwarf? I wonder. Pray to Subi. Reasonable. Yeah, well, I mean, time to pray, right? If you're going to pray, now is the time. Let's have a little look down here. It's getting up to 4 deep. So that floor's not really vulnerable to flooding, but this floor is much more vulnerable to flooding. I mean, look at that. There's a ton of open corridor leading all the way round. There's some open doorway spaces here. Yeah, this is going to be a mess. Although I don't even know if we... Looking at the rate the lava's flowing, are we even going to have time? Are we even going to have time to witness what goes on here? Oh, the Crundles. The Crundles are gone. What's in here? Is this... What's this red stuff? Is that... It looks like blood. Okay, it's not telling me what's here. Animal stockpile. Oh, 3 levels of magma. Sure, whatever. Look at Ape sitting there stuck in his little room waiting for some adventurer to come along and free him, which will never happen. Yeah, I don't think we're going to bother. It's 47 minutes of recording Rando, and I don't think it's worth stopping and starting again, is it? We'll just let this one run through. We'll just let it run to its logical conclusion, which is, of course, the consumption of all the souls in the fortress by the volcano. What's with this massive plume of smoke? There must be someone getting vaporized, right? Let's see if there's any more... Oh, hello. Haven't we still got combat reports from the elves fighting? The human poet punches the elf poet in the right hand with his left hand, bruising the muscle through the rope right reed mitten. Nope, the rope reed right mitten. Try that one. What's this guy? This human poet. Is he attacking the same elf? Is this what we're seeing? Yes. Anything else there? Oh, Spishap and Labishkash. Human poet has calmed down. Oh, that's good. The human poet punches the human scholar in the left upper leg with her right hand, bruising the muscle through the large, ramy robe. Intriguing, but we're not seeing the people getting consumed by magma. Did that corpse just pop out of the stairway? Was it just thrown from the... Because we've got to remember that this heat is building up. Holy shit. Poor lad down here. If there's wine in any of those barrels, it may heat up enough to explode, which could end up scalding him to death. Is it a kindness... What's better, being scalded to death by an exploding wine barrel, or spending a long time dehydrating to death in a room full of food buried underground with, I note, no light sources? Hello, Cupo. Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for joining us. This was no accident. This was a deliberate triggering of magma floods, and we released Super Chaser the Weir Lizard. But sadly, he ran straight into a trap and has proved less than entertaining in his weirrery, his weirization, his weir antics. Oh, the magma's finally gone through the door. Oh, do these marble doors? Do they burn through? Oh, I say. Being unmagma safe doesn't mean you burn immediately. It takes a little time. I see. Well, let us enjoy as the fortress floods, even more than I anticipated. Kissy kissy for the volcano there. Let's head down. No point sticking in Super Chaser's room because he's long gone, got himself trapped. It's filling up down here, but not great. Let's not leave it paused because that's no good. I am bringing the end of the fortress. We're going to start CRYPTBEARDS 16 tonight. We may generate a new world before the end of the stream, but I don't know. I've got to go and pick my daughter up. We've got to leave probably about 1:15, so got about half hour-ish, give or take. Give or take an undetermined amount of time. Or an unspecified amount of time. Actually, interesting, what's going to happen here is if these doors burn out, as I'm thinking they might, not only is poor old Ape going to get flooded with magma and killed with all that food he's been hoarding, but anything that builds up on the upper floors, another dwarven child has gone insane, excuse me. But any magma that's built up on this floor is going to start flooding down to fill the next floors, right? I wonder if we'll manage to fill it up. We'll have to see. I mean, all these lads are totally trapped. How many people we got on this floor? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, quite a few. A lot of the children are down here, mainly because it's got the storeroom with all the lead toys in. You play with those lead toys. Just ignore what's happening. Although it's hard to overlook the fact that there's few sadder thoughts than a child disappearing into magma. Just like Arnie at the end of Terminator 2. Imagine the baby just arm sticking out of the magma, turning into a little thumbs up. Or maybe, more accurately in this scenario, a thumbs down. Or even maybe a raised middle finger to the gods who would allow such awful things to happen. Fucking gods. What a bunch of wankers. Didn't even intervene, other than to curse people. That doesn't sound very benevolent to me. It sounds positively malevolent. I nearly said Maleficent, which of course is the name of the baddie wizard from Cinderella. No? Cinderella? Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty, the Disney version. Solon Shukadun cancels a thing because stuff. Oh well, can't worry too much about that. You know what? Look at this. We're on 5s and 6s. Are we going to have enough? We're going to waste a lot of magma out here. A lot of this stuff is going to just cool off and solidify. And sure, we'll end up with a nice flat obsidian, granite, whatever, some kind of igneous plain. But it does mean a lot less is going to go down here. Look at the rate it's trickling through. That's the problem. It's trickling through in 1s and 2s and then sloshing down those stairs. I mean, this floor's barely got any smoke on it. People still sleeping in their bedrooms. Although they don't look happy. Those brown exclamation marks, they tell a story to me. They tell me that they're shit your pants sad. Oh, I'm so sad I can't even bother to take my pants off to defecate. I'll just coil one out here, sitting in a corridor and fester in my own stink. There we go. At least I can enjoy the warmth on my buttocks for a few minutes before they cool. That's depression.
Scoundrel, I have never prayed to you before. I have no tongue for it. No one, not even you, will remember if we were food dwarfs or bad, while we burned.
Food dwarfs or bad. I'm not sure if that's a typo or a glorious changing of the original. I love it. Good, and thank you very much for the bits. Thank you very much. Crom, I have never prayed to you before. I have no tongue for it. I can't do an Arnie. Occasionally, I can only do Arnie's his little outbursts, a la the end of Total Recall when his eyes are bugging out of his head. Ah dear. Anyway, back to the action. Volcano is slowly but surely flooding the corridor. Well, it's flooded the corridor, but it's taking its sweet, sweet time to get down to the bottom. Ooh, nobody wants their bottom filling up with magma. Although sometimes you can experience a similar sensation if your diet is suitably heavy in hot chilies. Oh, look at these. These guys are all dehydrated, starving, dehydrated. Alath, Id, Erdim, Urvash, Unib, Adil, Zuglar, Vukar, Ashria, and Jim. Ah, Jim. Poor old Jim. Even though I've disbanded his unit, it still considers him a militia commander, which is intriguing, because I would say if any of his skills should define him, it would be his legendary masonry skills. Because let's face it, he's been churning out some beauties. Some absolutely lovely things. The lovely struggle for word. Things. Classic scoundrel. Now we're up to 5s and 6s down here, so once we get to 7s, it looks like this, no, not this floor, this floor is next to suffer. Who will be consumed by the magma? We'll see. We'll see. Boiling in lava, yeah, that does often have a dehydrating effect. at the very least, after being submerged in lava, you're going to be thirsty. At the very least. I mean, and that's not even a very plausible least. How is there enough room? It's 5 and 6 deep. So basically what we're seeing here is a corridor filled to about chin height with magma, and then the rest of the air is just airborne particles of decomposing dwarf. And elf. Let's not forget the elves. Which, you know, I don't know if that makes it worse or better. I imagine the smell of decomposing elf is actually quite heartwarming, quite lifting, knowing that somewhere the bloated corpse of a dead and forgotten elf has been unburied for long enough for it to putrefy. I mean, that's a heartwarming thought, isn't it? It's good. It's good. It's like the sound of elven babies screaming and then being cut short. Ah, elves. I hate you so much. You're so fucking elfy. Why do you have to even exist? Anyway, we're getting 7s and 6s, so that means this should be filling up a little, and then we should start seeing some overspill flood. I mean, it's pushing the miasma out in here. It really is. Yeah, miasma's got nowhere to go, so it's sitting on top of the magma and being forced out into the industrial zone. When will we see something? Look, there's still a miner going, still willing to dig out this freaking what's name? Marble down at the bottom. Look at this. They're still working. What a work ethic. What a work ethic. That's pretty impressive when it comes to even, you know, I mean, that's comparable to Japan, right? I'm dehydrating, but there's magma outside the doors. I mean, of course, Japan would take it to the level of, I'm dehydrating, but the bell hasn't rung for the end of work yet. Oh, dead. Mind you, dwarves do that kind of thing all the time as well, don't they? Maybe the Dwarf Fortress is really Japan. Maybe not. Maybe not. That seems like it's probably unlikely. More than probably. It's just goddamn unlikely. Come on, 6 and 7 me. Fill this corridor up. Make sure Ape never gets out here again. Look, there's not even enough room for the miasma anymore. We've got high pressure, scalding, heated miasma shooting up into the next level. I bet they're happy about that. Oh, the stink has stopped just stinking and now also burns. Oh. That's what the dwarves are doing. As you would, of course, as you would. Imagine, just imagine the awful high pressure, high temperature, high smell waves of gas passing over you. I mean, realistically, the best they can hope for is swift suffocation. The burning away of the alveoli in their lungs, perhaps, just so they suffocate quicker. Maybe they'll be banging their heads against rocks, just to end the pain. This has gone to an incredibly dark place, hasn't it? I mean, unsurprisingly, we are consuming a living place in hot magma. So I mean, they're you know, I can forgive a little saltiness on the part of the dwarves. What are these doors made of? Are they ever gonna marble? I thought the marble door gave way upstairs. They're all marble apart from this one, which is microcline. Intriguing. Still trying to fit some miasma down here, aren't they? It's not going to work though, lads. It's going to get up to 7, and we'll be all good. All good. Presumably down here is where we need to get it to 7. Yeah. Ah, it's taking so long, isn't it? The fortress just takes forever. It lived for ages and then took forever to die, lingering on, languishing beyond its allotted time. Silly CRYPTBEARDS. Look at this poor sod. I will come to visit CRYPTBEARDS, helm pulled, for its beautiful temples. I will see the gods and look them in the eye and accept their bounties. And then he got here and he's like, oh, it's covered in blood and guts and bits of bone of different species. That's nice. And then he walks in a little bit further and goes, oh, you've got a weir lizard blocked in with some fortifications so we can see it. That's dark. And then as he's coming up the stairs, what's that hissing noise? That blobby globby hissy hot noise. Oh dear. Oh dear. And then he gets trapped in the industrial zone. I don't know why he's got that voice. I mean, oh, hello. Something's happened here. Presumably some kind of curse, birth, or it's a stray yak cow giving birth to a calf. Wow. That's a good job we found out about that, because otherwise we might not have known. Hey, what a fucking waste of my time. Ooh, we're 7ing hard up here. Look at this. The corridor's filling good. and I'm feeling good. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go back up to the surface, see how it's rolling. We still haven't got down to 3s, but we are getting 4s occasionally. I'm spotting the odd 4 popping up in the 5s and 6s, which means we're running low on magma. We may need to breach in a secondary position. Lower down. Deeper into the fortress. Deeper. Deeper. This seems like an ideal candidate. We could just straight flood the friggin' flood the temples. Let's do this. Priority 1, dig. Boom. Boom. Let's just do the whole shebang. There we go. Lovely. Let's watch as this gets dug out. Anyone here still sane enough to actually understand what digging is? No? Nobody. We've got a crazy priest monk type guy wandering around. Come on, there's got to be enough people down here that someone's got to have mining enabled. Or are you all completely bonkers? They've gone to the temple. I mean, it seems like the kind of place people would be expected to go in these end of days scenarios. It's not really end of days, is it? Just end of fortress, because days will still carry on, presumably. I mean, not literally, not for this world, of course. I'll never revisit this world again, and they will remain frozen in their 0s and 1s that they were in at the time. Uh-oh, starving and dehydrating. Furthermore, starving and dehydrating. Furthermore? Okay. Sometimes the stream of consciousness technique is not viable, so just bear in mind that that's what's happening there. Alright, let's scroll down a bit again. Are we flooding elsewhere? Oh, look at this. Oh my. Now we're really 6ing and 7ing. Oh, fill it up. Fill it up. Come on. Animal stockpile is taking a while. Looks like those grundle bones are producing a bit of smoke. Poor bastards. No fun being stuck. Oh, hello, a phone call. Please bear with me one moment. I'm just going to mute the microphone. And I'm back. Sorry about that. That was an important phone call. Good job I didn't miss it. Private business. Okay, so 7s and 6s all round, are we? Are we still 7s? Are we all 7s? It's getting very close to all 7s, isn't it? I'm just seeing a few flickering 6s. It's staying very 7-y up in that corridor. Come on. Come on, 7s and 6s all round. Give me 7s. Give me 7s. Give me 7s. Enough slosh. Just give me 7s. 7, 7, 7. 7, 7, 7, 7. 7, 7. Yeah, if only it was the UN. If only I was that famous and popular for my streams that the UN took note. Then again, do I want the UN to take note for war crimes in particular? That doesn't seem like a sensible move, does it? That's a foolish wish.
Be careful what you wish for, scoundrel, for the UN could be sending, NATO to your door? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not Russia. Shall we unpause this? We should do. I think we're nearing the end of where we need to call time on this poor fortress because it's languishing. I mean, look at the magma. Look at the magma. It's about to encroach on the corpse stockpile, which was built but never really utilised to its full capacity, even though we had corpses galore. We had plenty of corpses, just not enough willpower to move those corpses into the corpse stockpile. So why is this not... It's so lazy. 7 idlers. Come now, idles. Stop being so lazy. Get up off your asses and start swimming in that magma to where you're supposed to be working. Yeah, I don't know if this 7s and 6s lark is going to finish, but hopefully. Come on, less 6s. Take away the 6s. Take away the 6s. Come on, fill up. Fill up. Fill up. 6, it's probably someone went mad. Either they popped their clogs or they went stark staring mad. Both are... Oh, hello. I've missed the spillage. Here it comes. Did anybody... Let's check how many people are alive. I'm just going to quickly turn over to Dwarf Therapist. I won't take you with me. I'm just going to refresh. We did have 69 adults. We now have 31 and 7 children. Oh me, oh my. Oh, the humanity.
Oh, the dwarfanity. Please, stop the horror. The unending horror.
Hello, Super Chaser. How you doing? As you can see, CRYPTBEARDS 15 is coming to an end. We've decided to end it all with a flood of magma. We also released you from your cage. We let you out, but sadly, you came out of here, you ran up there, you turned into a weird creature, you went, I'm going to kill everybody, and then bang, you got stuck in a cage trap, which I hadn't anticipated happening. So sadly, your release was less spectacular than hoped for. And unfortunately, you're out of the flow of the lava as well, so you're not really going to die with the rest of the fortress. You're doomed to spend the rest of eternity sitting in that little cage. Whereas before you had a room, and at least you had a corpse to look at and a tiny fortification to look out of. You now have just a corridor and a cage trap. It's a shame. You don't see Super Chaser in the cage anymore. Does he? No, he was there, wasn't he? Hang on a minute. Uh-oh, we may have missed Super Chaser's berserk rampage. A dwarf cage. Yeah, he's in there, look. There he is, sitting in a little dwarf cage. Hey, let's look inside. Whoa. And, yep, Super Chaser inside.
This is a finely crafted dwarf cage made of cherry wood. Sweet cherry wood. No. Be my cherry wood.
I'm sure I'm mixing more than one song up there, but I'll do my best not to keep doing that. Right, are we still all 7s down here? It's all 7s. Look, the bottom floor is totally full. And Ape, where's Ape? Oh, Ape died. I think we're going to get to the point where everybody is dehydrated. Where is Ape? He's just been replaced by a pile of clothes now. We can't even see his corpse. Or maybe, looking at this little puddle here, maybe he opened the door? Is that seeping underneath the doors? It's not doing it there. Well, however he died, he's gone. Unless he's hiding in a barrel, of course, but I find that hard to believe. Why would he do that? Oh, maybe the magma won't get me in here. Let's unpause the action. Maybe Super Chaser is somewhere in the fortress. Let's have a little look. Can we see him anywhere in his non-weird form? Technically, he's not a weird lizard, is he? Because he doesn't turn into a human being. He's a, let's call it a dvor lizard or something. I don't know. I don't want to have to make a word up. I don't want it to become canon and be shit. Super Chaser, you in here? You being another? Zolban, the farmer, is currently berserk. Not seeing Super Chaser in here. It looks like he may have... Oh, there we go. He's berserk and caged. Oh, we knew he was caged. Fucking idiot. Sorry. Don't know why I had to double check that from 2 different angles. That's exactly it. Someone will excavate it. 2,000 years later, they'll be like,
This was a tomb for an ancient king of the dwarven civilization. If we excavate, we will find witches and wealth.
Witches and wealth?
Riches and wealth beyond our wildest imaginations. Apparently, the spiked balls crafted by this fortress were of exquisite design. Exquisite.
Exquisite. Don't know why I keep saying that, but sure. Man, that magma actually spreads quite far. It takes a while for the one deep stuff to dry out, doesn't it? I thought it was going to happen relatively quickly, but no. Who's this lad? Ibid, the human peddler. Oh, I think you might want to fuck off, mate. Nobody's buying any stuff you hear. I mean, you can't even gain access to any of the commercially viable denizens of the fortress. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of corpses in here now. Everyone's starving to death in the fortress tavern. The irony is, it's so shallow. It's just like a tiny little shallow flow. Most of them could probably just, if they ran fast enough with thick enough shoes, they could probably get out of here. But sadly, there are no cobblers in the tavern, and no shoes will be made this day. Only deaths. Deaths and tears. humanoid. Oh, I see. Maybe you can. Maybe we can refer to humanoid, but I don't know. I don't know. How would I know? How would my mind work that way? Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. I should be paying attention to what's actually happening in the fortress. Is everybody dead on this floor? Have they all... No. They're all sensibly keeping away from the magma. Very sensible indeed. Did you see the latest lava flows in Hawaii created a small new island off its coast? I heard about that. I heard that people were going down there to do barbecues off of the magma as it came out of the ground. But they had to all be stopped and said, no, don't do that, because it releases poisonous gas as well. So, not ideal. Not ideal to be cooking your sausages over a poison gas spewing hot rock. But, you know, what is ideal? Since when has anything been ideal? Exactly. Exactly. Oh, hello, what's that? Is that... I thought I saw for a second... Oh, yes, lots of vomit. This green stuff here. Is it... When you've got this little disc thing, is that an actual pile of it? A pile of vomit, yes. And when it's just green like this, that's also a pile of vomit. So what is... Oh, this also has blood. A spattering of what now? I can't look at it. Never mind. Never mind. I think we can all see where this is heading now, right? I think we can all see where the fortress is going. Do we need to watch it to the bitter end? Do we need to witness the consumption of anyone else? I don't think I can free you, Super Chaser. Let's give it a go. See if we can put any orders on your case. I just don't think anyone can get to you. That's the problem. No units nearby. Dump? Is that what we do? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, maybe we can go into the zones thing and remove you from a cage? No, no, I don't know how to do it, Super Chaser, I'm afraid. You are going to be there forever, raging away in your teeny little cage. He's having a cage rage. He's having a real cage rage. Blacksmith has been found dead, dehydrated. Good, good, good. They're dropping like flies. I mean, big flies that are being burned alive, but they're dropping. Or dehydrating, rather. I shouldn't say they're being burned alive. We had 31 adults and 7 children. We now have 18 adults and 5 children. I don't think the fortress is going to go for much longer. Do you? Do you? Yeah, we didn't really have a chance to retrieve this fortress. I think the fact that all the dwarves were so psychologically damaged by that corridor full of giblets of friends, family and enemy alike, that there was never any recovery. It was never going to happen unless we sort of like culled a huge portion of the population and waited for migrants to come. But there's going to be another CRYPTBEARDS, I'm afraid, Super Chaser. Although maybe we could... We're not going to get anywhere on the re-embark, because once we re-embark, it's all going to be you get fog of war over all the rooms, and if the magma's there, we won't be able to get back in to clear the fog of war, so we won't see shit if we re-embark on this one. We will see absolutely bugger all. Bugger all. And this is only down to 4s, 5s and 6s already, and we're filling up a second floor of the fortress. Mind you, we are pissing away magma over here, aren't we? So maybe we'll run out. Maybe we'll run out. Well, it's 3:10 now, and much as I would like to make this fortress go down to the very last dwarf, time is not on my side. Time's not on my side. No, it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that's a wrap. Let's turn the volume down on Dwarf Fortress. Take one last fond gaze at the layout of our initial level. And there we go. It is the end.
This is the end of Helmpold. Please say goodbye to all the dwarves who entertained you so much over the last few weeks.
Retire the fortress? Abandon the fortress to ruin?
Yeah.
Really quit? All active saves will be deleted.
Y equals yes, other equals no.
The region will be saved for later use, but consider retiring the fort instead if it is not a lost cause.
I'm afraid this
is a lost cause. Ending game. Well, those of you watching on YouTube, thank you very much for enduring all the way through CRYPTBEARDS 15. Hopefully you'll join us again for CRYPTBEARDS 16. And if not, never mind. I can't force you, and I wouldn't want to. Thanks for watching. Bye!